That's actually really funny, Shauna. Also, welcome to the stream. Apparently town and back is 20-ish miles. Yep, been there, done that. I used to ride my bike to the local Walmart and back. That was awkward. I swear I know how to put on a jacket. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think mine was 9.5 miles. There and about 9.5 miles back. So definitely feel the 20-ish miles. I lived out in the boonies. Is this like a mountain bike style, or is this a one-speed bike? Because that makes a world of difference. Mountain bike just got it for their B-Day. Okay. Yeah, I did the whole Boy Scouts thing and had to do a bunch of different bike rides for a cycling merit badge type thing, and did way too many of those bike rides, but about after the 50-miler, my parents stopped asking questions when I said I was going to ride my bike somewhere. They're like, all right, you do you, take some water. They almost made it, but those hills got them. It's always the hill. Even you had to walk up the last two hills? That's actually really funny. Alright, if I can get 200 encounters this stream, which is possibly doable, we'll pass your number. You continued on. Sounds like a good time either way. Good, but tiring. Temp was 89 by the time you were halfway. Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty warm. Not like super warm, but it's getting there. Sorry, Diglett. Hey, Brock. Jordan, hello and welcome. What you up to today? Just hanging out with family. Always a good time. We did a little bit of that today. Ran my kids so ragged today that they were basically begging to go to bed. They were so whiny. I feel like this hunt overall is basically just as slow as the starter. Whereas like the Nidoran encounters were actually fairly quick. If only there were sandwiches. I can deal without the sandwiches. If there were sandwiches, this wouldn't be a challenge. Do I have high hopes for Gen 10? I do, actually. The reason I do is if you paid attention to the Pokemon Presents, it's coming out sometime in 2027, right? I think this will be the first time ever, if not in a long time, that the Pokemon Company has allowed 5 years for development of a mainline game. With Scarlet and Violet having came out in 2022, right? Yeah, 2022. 2025 would have been 3 years. 2026 is 4. 2027 is 5. And I don't think they've ever had 5 years without a mainline Pokemon game. Ever. It's usually like 3. So I'm hoping that they'll do it right. I am totally picking Gekwa. It's giving off like Swampert Part 2 vibes. Not 2.0, just Part 2. Like, it seems like it's going to be very Swampert-like, and I would love that. I think it's going to be a tanky water boy. Brout's a second choice, and then Pombon. Like, I just think that one's going to be terrible. I could be thoroughly surprised, but I feel like that one's going to be terrible. Hey, we'll see you in a minute. You're building the best team for Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. Who should you add? Well, who do you have right now? Also, welcome to the stream, CJ. And what are the rules of your Nuzlocke? Nidoking and Venusaur. Okay, solid performers thus far. Hey, Kaden, welcome back. Okay, that's a good start, CJ. Because Venusaur's got some good stuff going for it to keep it alive longer. It's going well, Ryland. How are you this fine evening? We were chatting today. But stuff can change in a few hours. Also, CJ, have you had any deaths in your Nuzlocke yet? Can you get a role in Discord? I don't know. My Discord server actually has too many roles. Hardcore Nuzlocke. I mean, I still don't know exactly what that means. Because, like, there's some where you can get a shiny, or not a shiny, you can catch one Pokemon at the beginning of every route. Once the Pokemon faints, it's gone. Can't use it. Doing good. Just doing a little catch up on Pokemon Horizons. There you go. Because it sounds like what you got going on right now is that you got your starter Venusaur and then made your way, beat Brock, and then got to Route 3 and are catching one, which leads me to believe that you don't have the typical every route scenario, or you've had deaths. So before I answer what you should have for a team, I need to know what you're allowed to catch and how and where. You're going to try Nuzlocke Ruby Red. Good luck. One Pokemon per route and one of each type. Okay. So you're able to catch 18 or 17 in that game. Because Fairy's not a thing. Okay. So that means we already have grass and we have ground? Is that how I'm interpreting that? Or do you have poison and ground, or do you have grass and poison? What are your two types taken up, since both of yours are grass and ground? Okay. Okay. And you're playing Fire Red or Leaf Green? Fire red. Okay. So, given that you have access to Growlithe, are legendaries exempt or are they restricted? Exempt. Because, like, for my fire type, I would probably go with Moltres. And I would probably go with Starmie for my water. Psychic for Alakazam, obviously. Gengar's your ghost, so you got that squared away. Dragonite's your only dragon possibility, so that's good. I don't think you can get a Steel-type Pokemon in the base game, but if you can, that would be Magnemite, actually. For the rock type, I would probably go with Golem or Kabutops. But if you can't use Moltres, then it would basically have to be Arcanine. I would probably go Butterfree for the bug. Dark type doesn't exist in the normal game, I don't think, until you get the national dex. For normal type, I'd probably go with Raticate. That Hyper Fang is vicious. For ice type, dare I say Articuno and Electric Zapdos. And for flying, I would probably go with Pidgeotto over Fearow myself, but that still leaves a poison type. So I think I would have to say Gloom. Oh, we'll do, CJ. Hey, what's up, Robuto? Oh, I guess I didn't list a fighting type. For that, I think I would go with Hitmonlee. But giving him access to Mega Kick. Maybe I got that wrong. Whichever one's faster, I would go for the faster one of the two. Given that Hitmonlee's defensive, I think that's probably the better option, but Hitmonchan might outspeed more things. I don't know. Then again, I did say Raticate for normal, but I am now remembering that Snorlax is totally a normal Pokemon. Luigi. What's my favorite starter? I'm like, what's my faction starter? I'm like, I don't know. Team Mystic? My favorite starter is Mudkip. There is a very, very minuscule chance, however, that Gekwa could take the crown. Very unlikely, though, just due to nostalgia factors. But depending on what Gekwa becomes, I think it could stand a chance. It could be a contender. 18 other people said that, but respect. I think, Luigi, you will find that unless they started with Gen 7, a lot of people are either going to say Swampert or Charizard. But if they don't, the other two common ones you're going to get are Rowlet and Poplio. 7 people said Charizard. See, I am from Generation 1, and I respect the Charizard and carrying the Pokemon on its back for so long, but I think Swampert's just got an all-around better shtick going for it. You only got Rowlet? 14th March. Brout is the best starter ever. Def not being held hostage by Brout. I just got a kiss. You're going to go to the next screen? All right, Luigi. Thanks for popping in and posing a question. Subscribe so you can find the channel again. Got to plug it. I don't know. Brout has me curious. I'm not going to lie. I think it's got a lot of potential to be a really cool final Evo. I think it's also very, very... it reminds me a lot of Farfetch'd, you know? In like all of the best ways. So I could see it being really cool. But I can also see it going the Chestnut route. As long as it doesn't go the Quaxquaval route, I think we're okay. Because that thing was just... Who signed off on that? Quaxley was such a cool starter. And then it just... Quaxquaval came out of left field and it's like, no. And like Fuecoco had a lot of potential. I loved Fuecoco. Not a fan of Skeledirge. Not to say that I don't like it. I'm just not the biggest fan of that one. Florigato and Raboot are pretty great middle stages. Yeah, I agree. I will only choose Scorbunny in Gen 8. Rillaboom's cool in concept, at least to an extent. And I thought I would have liked it a lot more, but like Cinderace just outclasses it so much. Like, I did my very first playthrough with Grookey, and then my second playthrough with Scorbunny. And like, by the time I'd play through that, I had no interest in playing through with Sobble. But Cinderace just mopped the floor so easily with almost everything. And I don't mind their final Evos either. Like, in fact, Sprigatito line is my favorite Gen 9 line. And it's got potential to be in my top 5 favorite starter lines ever. Because, I mean, obviously, Swampert and Charizard are in there as well. But I also really like the other Gen 1 and Gen 3 starters and Feraligatr line. I really love those ones. So, like, currently, I would say my top 5 starter lines: Swampert, Charizard, Feraligatr. Throwing it back to probably Blastoise. And then, might get crap for this one, but Blaziken. I actually thoroughly enjoy Speed Boost Blaziken. And just Blaziken on principle. You know, being the first firefighter before its typing was, you know, ground into the dust, overused. Yeah, so it's not my top 5, the Sprigatito, but it's probably next. You know what? I do enjoy Froakie. And I would probably have to place that at number 6. And then Sprigatito at number 7. I think that would encompass that in fairness. Because Greninja is pretty legit. And I dare say I could probably get on board with swapping it out for Blastoise. Putting in at the number 4 slot. Because, like, all of the Gen 5 starters are kind of lackluster. Like, I like Oshawott line the most out of those, but really I don't think there's stellar choices in that. But the Snivy hit squad's going to come after me for saying that, so it's been nice knowing you guys. Emboar Shiny is freaking fantastic, but I can't say that I'm a super big fan of the line overall. It's decent, but not like stellar. It's kind of like the Infernape line. I really, like, monkeys are my favorite animal. I think monkeys are really cool. But I enjoyed Infernape. I usually choose Infernape because if you don't get a fire Pokemon in those games. But I never really liked Grotle or Empoleon. Most people are mad at the starters becoming more humanoid, meanwhile Snivy. I think my biggest beef with Snivy, and it makes sense that its final Evo doesn't have legs at all. Because it's a snake. Snakes don't have legs, you know? But, that being said, it really still bothers me. And I think what bothers me more is that it went from a little twig snake to like Serperior is a thick boop noodle. A thick boop noodle. And I think it's just the way it's drawn in Gen 5 bothered me. I was like, nope. And I won't go into Poplio, but like I think I spent a good portion of last night's stream bashing it, so I usually enjoy a good Poplio bash. Incineroar gets a lot of crap. Rowlet's pretty dope. I love how derpy it is. I love Chespin, but they did Chespin so dirty. Pick the worst shiny. Which shiny? Are we talking about Diglett being a terrible shiny? And I never really got upset about Pokemon becoming more humanoid. I am just looking for a blue nose. You are not wrong. But I am currently not far enough in the game to hunt for a shiny Nidoran and actually stand a decent chance of getting it. So until I get to the Safari Zone, this has to be my ground type. Like, I could go for Graveler, but I just feel like Diglett's probably the better option. Because, like, chances are if I hunt for a Graveler, I'm going to end up with a Zubat, and that's just not going to help with Lieutenant Surge at all. It would be really dope, though. Like, I wouldn't be upset, but I would be like, oh, great, how am I going to deal with this now? With confusion, probably. Or I guess supersonic. You like to think, in general, in Gen 10, we'll have a little trilogy with Gen 8 Corviknight, and then Gen 9 it's Predator, Tinkaton. And you're kind of hoping we get something that hunts Tinkaton or interacts with those. You know what? I think we already have the Pokemon that answers that that question. And I think it would be Heatmore. I think Heatmore would be a decent contender for that. Because Heatmore eats steel. Durant specifically. And so I could see it easily getting a hold of Tinkaton. I can see Tinkaton taking out the Corviknight, and I can see the Corviknight taking out the Heatmore. That was a far-fetched joke. Got him. Hey, welcome back, by Swayze. I was asking you earlier, but I think you dipped out. How much did your Fire Red run you? Only 305? That's actually not bad. How bad was the box? Was it a good condition box? Hopefully it wasn't like a repro box. It was a player's choice one? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna have free cash for a while to do anything like that. I gotta pay off a credit card for my router purchase. And then I gotta buy a couch because my kids pulled the springs out of one of the cushions of my couch, so that's fun. And I think there was like some other big purchase thing that I had to deal with. Something like that. It has the enough love on it to show age, but not enough to make it not worth it. Okay. Your credit card slim pickings right now? Yeah. Oh, the other thing. We're probably going to have to buy new cell phones, so... My wife's has been, like, randomly freezing doing stuff. And mine is starting to, like, worry me when it dies that it's not going to turn back on just because it's being weird. Like, it'll die, and I'll put it on the charger, and then it powers on just enough to turn on, and then it takes all of its energy and then turns off, and just repeats that cycle. Because it turns on before it has enough charge to stay on while charging. It's weird. Oh, that's pretty sick by Swayze. Is the condition to that when she calls you will always answer? Of course. It's like you will never not be able to have a phone. so I can get a hold of you. So, I grew up in a time period where it wasn't super common for kids to have cell phones or anything like that, but I had a cell phone since the time when I was in like the 3rd grade, and I was an anomaly among my friends, like up until high school. And everybody was like, oh, I want a phone so bad. Oh, I want a phone so I can do all this. And, you know, it would be so fun just to be able to text my friends and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, you guys don't want a phone. You guys don't want a phone. Really, you don't. Mine was not a benefit, it was a leash. And the phone's name was the kid's leash. Like, the kid's leash is what it was saved as in my mom's phone, and like the background of the phone said kid's leash instead of, like, you know, brass coins phone like your iPhone typically will now. It was just kid's leash. So if we wanted to go anywhere, that phone was in our pocket. I mean, it's willing, it's optional, it's there. Just one less thing you don't have to pay, and if it makes her happy to do so, then by all means. Your first phone was a black NV2? I had the Nokia brick. And then I had some sort of like an LG slide phone. Like, I had the LG, or not the LG, the Nokia phone that was like shaped like a TV remote, and you could had a little antenna about that long, and you could pull out the antenna even longer. Like, it was the classic Nokia phone. It was great. Lived under the law of don't you dare call me unless it's between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. You'll be 28 in May. And your gift from mom was actually the Ruby CIB? Oh, dude, legit. Cabbages! You just caught a Doug trio in this stupid cave yesterday. A pain it was to get it. Was it shiny that you were talking about? Or like just trying to catch the Doug trio was difficult? Because don't tell me that, because I'm fairly confident this shiny, when it does shine, is going to be a Doug trio. You still get Easter egg baskets? Okay, now I'm jealous. Just trying to catch it, not shining. Paralyzed and 1 HP, and it refuses to stay in the ball. Sounds about right. Hey guys, guess what? How many subscribers do we have until 500? Your answer's giving a little bit of 21. You were showing her the games you wanted to start over with, and she was like, I like that red one because I had it as a kid, and before I knew it, she had ordered it. That's funny. Shauna just ate some ice cream. I want some ice cream. Okay, somehow I like left the cave. Should have shown her emerald first. Could you imagine though? Your mom over there just casually dropping $3 grand. I don't know if that's actually what that would cost, but like, I can't imagine I'm too far off. It's like $800 for a clean copy. Listen by Swayze. I love my mama. Is yours adopting though? Crystal is up there as well. Yeah, Crystal's super expensive. My cat's over there making noise. You have a little bro that just turned 11, so she still has that spark to spoil you. You know what? That actually makes sense. Also, that is one heck of an age gap. Yeah, if everybody's spoiling everybody, everybody's just in good hands. I get spoiled with daycare. Because, like, my parents take my kids when my wife's and I's schedules overlap for work. And the amount of money that saves, oh my gosh. It's crazy. You're just living it up till you and the wife decide it's time to have a family. Yep. We have equal parts. Like, I wanted to have been able to do kids earlier, so I would have been younger and, you know, a little bit more fit and all that. But I'm also not. I'm also in a point now where I'm just like, you know what? I could have waited like another year or two. That would have been great. That being said, though, I don't think I would be as far progressed as I am now if I didn't have kids. So the kids was definitely a huge motivational factor in where I'm at right now in my job. Like, I probably wouldn't have pushed as hard otherwise. Yeah, good night, Shauna. Yeah, kids kind of make you be responsible with money. Like, we were doing pretty good before, but like when we started thinking about having kids, we really buckled down. And like, you know, medical bills for kids are freaking expensive for these days. Um, we had both of our kids paid off, along with time off for me that I paid for in cash and just did a FMLA leave. So that was like close to 30 grand. You haven't touched your money from flipping emeralds and stuff, kind of saving it for that time. There you go. Oh, that would be nice. Is it like a state that's actively trying to increase its populace, or is this like not a state-sponsored thing, but kind of like, I don't know if charity is the right thing, but an organization that assists with parenthood and all that? Oh yeah, state insurance is amazing. Like, I have pretty freaking sweet insurance myself, but try not to dox yourself, huh? Oh yeah, I do know your address from the past. At least I think I could probably find it anyways. Oh yeah, it definitely is in the CashApp history. Oh, both of the kids have been on stream recently, actually. When was that? I think it was in the Fire Red playthrough that they both ended up on stream at one point. Or maybe it was a little bit before that. I don't remember. They've been on recently, like within the last month or so. Oh, and the youngest was just a baby? Yeah. The Switch Mega Collection was in the background. That Mega Collection is no more, unfortunately. It's gotta be this one. You still don't know what evolution you want? Umbreon, naturally. Oh, yeah. I think I got you pegged down. Just to make sure, by Swayze, because I know your Discord name as well. That's not your real name, though, right? Because I should have a Cash App name and a Discord name that are two different names. I wouldn't say it's dumb. I would say those definitely don't have the same attacking power. And the benefit to Umbreon and Espeon in those games is that Dark type, Ghost type, and Fighting type are a little bit more scarce. So it's unlikely that you're going to get something with Stab that's just going to wreck your day. Whereas Flareon, Water type Pokemon are like the most common type of Pokemon, so a lot more possibility for you to get wrecked. Did you know Diglett can learn Aerial Ace? I did not, but I'm also not surprised. Mightyena? It do learn some dark moves for sure.
Hey, Penguin. How's it going? Umbreon's your favorite Gen 2, and Flareon's your favorite Gen 1. What's your favorite Gen 6 evolution? Also, Penguin, I love that your profile picture is a thing of coffee. Coffee art. You prefer Dugtrio in this generation? It looks hostile and has a separate personality. Separate gens just turn it into literal 3 Diglets. Yeah, Dugtrio kind of does look like a menace, doesn't it? Like, it doesn't look like it's harmful, but it definitely looks like it's going to go and cause some chaos. It's very shifty. I don't trust it. $36.55 for the shiny. How's your hunt going, by Swayze? You were working on a Mewtwo, yeah? See angry eyebrows. Listen, if you were a collection of 3 Diglets being that close together, I think you would be angry at stuff too. Especially seems how we don't exactly know what the underside of a Diglett looks like. I look sad today? Oh, I'm just dead tired, man. No, I'm great. I've pulled a few too many late nights this week. See, part of my problem is like I'll log off at like 10:30 at night usually, and then I'll still be up till 12 in the morning minimum. Last night I stayed up till 2 in the morning, and that hurt. But I've had a bad problem recently where I guess I should say, normally 12 o'clock's when I go to bed. And I wake up at about 7 in the morning. So I get 7 hours of sleep constantly. That's the norm. Unless it's, I don't work the following morning, then I'll probably stay up until like 1 o'clock. Well, I have split days off. So I have Sunday and Tuesday off. So usually what ends up happening is Thursday night, I'll stay up until like 1 in the morning and be like, it's okay. It's Friday tomorrow. I can make it through the day. And then Saturday, for Saturday won't be too bad. But then I end up staying up until like 2 o'clock in the morning Friday night or 3. And then Saturday hurts. And then it's like, it's okay though. I only work 4 hours Saturday and I can take a nap or, go to bed early or whatever. And then I end up staying up until like 2 o'clock in the morning Saturday night. And so Sunday really hurts. And then what I found happens is Sunday night, it's like, it's okay. I just have to go to work Monday. And after that, I can have a break. And then I stay up until like 1 o'clock in the morning that night. And then Monday sucks. But then Tuesday's my day off. And so I'll be like, you know what? It's okay. I don't have to go to work Tuesday. I can stay up late. And then Tuesday, I actually go to bed when I'm supposed to. And Wednesday and Thursday are okay. So, moral of the story is, I'm just tired. I'm doing too much. Welcome, Starkiller. I'm actually surprised I'm not yawning like crazy, because earlier in my stream, I was like way tired. I think I hit my second wind at about 9, and that's what makes me stay up stupid late, is if I'm not shutting down at 9, it's like, okay, you're good till 2, whatever. You'll hit your second wind, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta wait for the cycle to come back around and put me to sleep. You think I might be glitching? Perhaps a little bit. We talking about my bike? Why does everyone use Firo? It wasn't exactly a choice. I was shiny hunting for a Nidoran, and Firo appeared because Firo has a higher spawn rate in that area. So that's why. I don't think it's anything that anybody chooses. It's more that we all probably wanted a Nidoran, and this is what we got. And we said, cool, let's roll with it. Firo chose me, yeah. Because I'm definitely not choosing like a Geodude or a Clefairy from Mount Moon. Zubat would have been alright though, I suppose. Wouldn't have helped me very much in the long run, but, or the short run really. But that's what we're looking at. Exactly. And it makes sense because Spearow just is that Pokemon. It's either that or a Pidgey. But yeah, it's the reason why everybody goes for Nidoran is because depending on if you're doing a shiny only run, which most people probably are in this scenario, they're probably also choosing either Charmander or Venusaur, with the majority probably picking Venusaur just because of the setup. So what that usually means is that you're going for a Nidoking because you're going to need some ground type coverage, and it's also a powerhouse that can get Thunder, Ice Punch, and you can take out Dragon without too much problem with that Ice Punch and whatnot. So Nidoking just has a huge, wide, versatile moveset. The majority have picked Charmander. I'm actually kind of impressed by that, because if you're, depending on the rules that you're setting for your badge quest or whatever, it's very difficult to beat Brock with a Charmander that isn't over-leveled. Like, and that goes back to the rule sets. So for me, I chose Venusaur because I was capping my level. I didn't want my starter to be over the level of the gym leader. And if it was, it could only be like 1 or 2 levels. And typically, a regular Charmander isn't going to beat out Brock's Geodude or Onix without being over-leveled. Like, Ember and Scratch just ain't gonna do it. Unless you get really lucky. What do you mean why is my screen bleached? Because somebody else was asking about that. Something about the colors. So, like, I'm actually genuinely curious what we're meaning by bleached. Unsaturated? Like, with my webcam? Or everything? Not game cam? It's on a Switch too. I don't know if that makes a difference. Let me try something. Where at though? What happens if I do this? Because somebody else was asking about that, and like I'm genuinely curious of what we actually mean. So if I do that, is it still unsaturated? Maybe lower my Switch brightness. That could very well be it. Because, like, my Switch is very bright in and of itself. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's TV settings for your Switch. I gotcha. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now. Where is it at? Display. I don't think that was the setting. Oh, JK, you guys can't see that now because I changed. Ha. My bad. There we go.
Is that better, or is it still pretty bright? Change it to a lower quality to test it. Still bright. So is it just that it's putting off more white light than other people's streams, or... Yeah, because I haven't noticed, because I've been playing the whole game like this. And, like, it's like that on handheld mode. It's like that in this. But, like, now that you mention it, yeah, the colors are definitely different. But as far as settings go, this high dynamic range was on. The Doug trail below the screen is ADHD. ADHD inducing. Long press home and change brightness. The brightness shouldn't have anything to do with the stream output, though. Unless you're talking about something else. That's how you assign buttons. That's not what I wanted to do. But it looks different now. But when I connect it back to my TV, it's probably going to try to make me change stuff again. Because it's going to be like, whoa, hey, dude, you're using a 4K TV. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, well, that answers that question, at least. Is it better now by Swayze? The red on red's cap is supposed to be vibrant red, but it's pinkish on stream. That looks red now. Like, perhaps a little bit brighter, but I don't know. I just assumed that that was a Switch 2 difference. Yeah, I honestly don't even notice anything because it's just how it's been played for 80 hours up to this point. Yeah, doesn't look like I have that setting. But that should just be changed. Yeah. Surely it's not. I'll change my brightness just to make sure, but yeah, it's screen brightness. So it's definitely got to be in display.
There you go. Surely that's different. Now I'm wondering, unless it was a placebo. Honestly, though, like, I didn't notice because I was like, okay, yeah, it's going to be different than the hardware that the game was played on. It's got a better screen. Why would I expect it to play like the SP? And I don't know, maybe it'll get changed back at some point. I'm sure when I connect it to my TV is going to be like, or my Switch is going to be like, hey, you're not utilizing the settings of your TV. What are you doing? Because that's how it got that way to begin with. But no, I can definitely tell that it's darker now. I just didn't know that it was bright. Because, like, I have a freaking bright ring light in front of my face most of the time. So just went back, definitely fixed it. Well, glad we got to the bottom of that. Maybe I've just missed the shiny Diglett because of this. I couldn't see the hue difference. I don't know. I do gotta say, though, Fearow doesn't look near as cool now. But Diglett Cave does look a little bit more cavey, so... When you get off work, you have to drive an hour, 10 minutes to pick up the wife from her sisters? Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a long drive. Is that both, like, one way? Or is that round trip? Well, Vaporeon, thanks for, like, actually describing what was going on so that it could be fixed. Because, like, this is easily the second or third time that somebody's like, what is going on? And you're the only one that's actually took a moment to, like, no, your game screen's way brighter than normal. 1 hour there, 1 hour back after a 13-hour shift. Then you have to come right back. Why? So, like, you have to pick up your sister or your wife at her sister's house, drive home, and then you have to go back to your wife's sister's house? Or you have to go right back to work. Oh, why? This is on the Switch 2 meetings. Okay. Do you at least have tomorrow evening off? So where you wouldn't have to go back in at 6? Or do you still have to like go home, sleep 4 hours, and then come back and work another 12? Yeah, this is on the Switch. And this one is on the GameCube. Sounds like you're going to have to work tomorrow night. Wow, this game actually takes a long time to load when your controller is not plugged in. Yeah. Your GBA player has been rotting for your GameCube? That one was actually the one for my Japanese GameCube, because that's the one that I was last using for my Pokemon Coliseum run. Your shiny Exploud has been waiting. Jose Segura. What's my favorite? Doug Trio? Fabio Hair Doug Trio or Wug Trio? Let's see. Honestly, I think the OG Doug Trio is my favorite. I could turn this on emulator, though, if I wanted to. Should I? I think I was just derping with that the other night. Watch this, like, crash my PC. This is like for sure going to kill my PC. Yeah, you see that? See that? I just launched up the emulator. Oop. Oh, let's do window capture, new, RetroArch. Okay. That is not the right window. What are we doing? How about that one? Slide that down there. Slide that over there. Okay, continue. Oh, maybe I should click OK. We good? Oh, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to capture that. That's crazy. Huh. Anyways, I'll work on that. Very interesting. Hey, Maddie, welcome. I was just seeing if my RetroArch would work. Maybe that's the problem. What if I just, you know, do it not like a psychopath here? Load. Open. Okay, let's try this. Maybe I just need to... There we go. There we go. You did this hunt as well last week. Took you 70 hours. Just under 14K encounters. Well, thank you for the luck. Yeah, so I can turn on an emulator if I want to, I guess. But anyways, we're not here for that. We're here for the Switch version. And you're talking about Ditto specific, or not Ditto, Dugtrio specifically, Diglett and Dugtrio. Sorry, somebody was asking earlier if I was on Switch 2, emulator, and like... It's always an interesting question to me. But, Cyanogens, we're doing the same hunt. Diglett must be a popular guy this round. You got a male Diglett level 18. It's a Dugtrio now. I am almost confident my shiny is going to be a Dugtrio. I'm always intrigued. Had to ask just because you don't watch any emulator shiny hunts unless it's for ROM hacks like Sea Glass, Unbound, and Lazarus. Okay, so that makes sense as to why somebody would ask or care. Because like with a ROM, you never know if they've gone in and altered the shiny rates, because you can do that. So that context actually makes sense for why somebody would ask. It's like, I have them on ROM, but as a shiny hunter, I find ROMs to be invalid shinies in a collection. Still showcases the grind, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not going to shiny shame anybody over it, but, like, for myself personally, they're about as equivalently good as a generated shiny. Or sped up, save states, yes. And, like, this is coming from somebody who's done all manner of manipulation and hacks in custom firmware and all of the things, right? I could do it. I have the ability to do it in like less than 5 minutes, but it's just, as a shiny hunter, it's not worth it. It's makes it too easy and takes away a lot of the charm. Like, I even went so far as to, when I was ripping the ROMs, do it from my own cartridges with a DS Lite, an R4 card. The whole works. Technology's awesome sometimes. You might go with Jolteon. Wouldn't be a bad choice. Oh, yeah, for sure, Chad. I am in the same agreement there. Like, I think it's referred to as shiny shaming. Like, hey, if you're putting in the work on an emulator, you do you. But the fact that you can't reasonably get it into, like, Pokemon Home makes it less of a viable option for me. Like, yeah, hardware be crazy expensive. So that's why I'm super excited that Nintendo actually dropped these. And, like, I gladly paid $20 a copy for these games so that we could have them accessible to everybody. And I definitely wanted to contribute purchases towards that so that they could be incentivized to say, hey, this did really well. Let's release Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire, because I feel like more people will want those ones. Joe Mueller, you have 4,000 encounters. Well, thank you for the luck. Good luck in your endeavors as well. You've been playing it Fire Red every day since it came out? Facts. Easily. Like, I don't think I've missed a day of streaming since it came out. That's how excited I was about it. Before, I went like 3 weeks without a stream and then another 2 weeks without a stream. It was bad. Just because Legends ZA had me so unmotivated. Starkiller says it felt like a million weeks without a stream. It was a million weeks without a stream. Hey Ryan, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Oh, looks like everybody else is hanging out on the YouTube channel there. You're at about 10K resets on Squirtle currently. Not having a great time right now. Yeah, Squirtle definitely making you work for it. My Bulbasaur took 19 hours And we got it at 2,224 encounters, assuming that I incremented correctly. Did you guys hear that meow? First shiny hunt ever doing Ghastly 1307, and you don't know how we do it. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. You got Squirtle in 56 resets. Your fastest shiny ever. Nice. Nice. Oh, thank you, Ryan. That's actually pretty wild. My fastest, if we don't count like RNG manipulation, is... I think technically my Deoxys one, because I played through Fire Red before this, and when I got to the end of Fire Red, I was like, okay guys, you guys were talking about a shiny run. Should we do a shiny only badge quest, or should I shiny hunt Deoxys? And then they voted on shiny hunting Deoxys, and I got it in 35 minutes. It took me 71 resets. And so we're like, well, I guess we're doing the badge quest now. Other than that, like, my lowest reset total was with Cresselia, and that was 16 encounters on BDSP. But because they're like 5 to 10 minute resets, it obviously took longer than 35 minutes. Oh, I'm going to be hunting Deoxys again, too, when we get to the end of this run, for sure. 10K soft resets deep, but this isn't even in your top 10 longest hunts, so you're not bothered. Honestly, I've been extremely lucky with my hunts so far in my shiny hunting endeavors and career. I don't think I have had one that has taken over, like, 8,600 resets. Not to mention this run alone. This run's been crazy, but I think my longest hunt was Dialga in BDSP, and it took like 8,200 or so. And I'm like, I will take that all day. I've had some over odds hunts before, but like nothing too crazy. Took 80,000 and 2 phases for Totodile in Soul Silver. Dang. Not gonna lie though, I kind of want to do a shiny only run in Heart Gold. Ooh, y'all, we might make 440 this weekend yet. We're getting pretty close. Yeah, I could easily see one of these hunts taking a good amount of time. Those are some big numbers. You have about 10 hunts currently planned for Leaf Green on Switch post Squirtle. Is that like a badge quest or just something else? Because like, what's the team looking like? Just in general? Okay. Oh, looks like Shauna's guess was wrong. Rain out. Ho-Oh. Raikou. Raikou. That makes more sense. Yep. I will eventually have to hunt the doggos. But I do know they're beasts. I know they're beasts. They are not dogs, in fact. Deoxys. Deoxys, deoxygenated, what up? They're the same thing. Autocorrect is like the ultimate gaslighter. It's like, oh yeah, here, we're going to correct this word for you, correct this word for you. Because we know what you're trying to say, and then it just lulls you into a false sense of security, and then sends some random word that is like, what are you doing, phone? I clearly typed that word correctly. It's like, I don't know, this is what you type. This is the word you were trying to type. Never helps when you actually need it. Ryuk. Goat. Smoke ball. Genius. I don't know how genius it actually is, but thanks for the luck. So, Fearow, since it's flying type, will escape the arena trap by default. It's only there for Dugtrio. And I don't know if I'm actually saving time or making the hunt take longer doing this. Because for some reason, Dugtrio level 29 outspeeds my Fearow, so it gives me some trouble running. So it's like, okay, I have to try to run 3 times to run from that. Or every encounter has like an extra half second on the runaway screen for the animation. So it's kind of choose your poison, I guess. Someone hatched a shiny Mr. Mime earlier today by accident. That would be phenomenal. Any advice for Ghastly? Should you be on the top floor or should you roam the entire tower? I would choose the floor with the health on it. That's a great floor to shiny hunt on. I believe that is floor 3.
And Ryan, further advice, I would say definitely make sure you have the Sylph Scope prior to shiny hunting Ghastly. And that's just a potential word of caution. I think they fixed it in this game. And beware of curse. Absolutely. And that's why you hunt on the floor with the healing pad on it. I can't remember which generation it is because I just do this by default. In Generation 1, for sure, if you go to the Pokemon Tower prior to getting the Sylph Scope, you can't even see the Ghastly or anything like that. And once you have the Sylph Scope, you can see it, catch it. You can identify the Marowak and move on. I think in these games, you can see the Ghastly prior to the Sylph Scope. And they made it so that the Sylph Scope was only needed for Marowak. I'm not confident on that, though. So I always just get it by default. Because, like, I'm pretty sure I could see Ghastly without the scope. But I never tried to catch it at that point. It would just suck if it lets you see it without the scope and you shiny hunt it, find one. It's like, hey, you can't catch this because you don't know what it is. That would be brutal. Hey, Grizzly Bear. It's going all right. It's going all right. I think up until we hit full odds, that's going to be the only acceptable answer, is it's going all right. So you already beat the Elite Four, have a Haunter and a Gengar already. What do you do with the scope? Oh, yeah, you just have to have it actively idly there. Yeah, that's it. You good. If you've already beaten the game, you good. Ooh, yeah. Normal types would be bomb. I always forget about that. That would definitely get around Curse, I think. Have a Master Ball handy. I think it actually might not be ghost. I know its text says it behaves differently if used by a ghost type. But it could be normal. Okay, it does show that it's ghost type. Oh, somehow I like maneuvered out of the cave again? That's wild. But I don't know if it used to have a different type. All right, we got 3 more encounters, and I'm going to wrap up and get off to bed. I get to wake up somewhat early tomorrow. $30 more encounters. You wish, Starkiller. All right. That makes $25.90 on the day. Michael, thanks for the luck on the shiny wishing. But we are signing off for today. So we will be back at it tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll catch you guys then.